And there's other things, but I'll focus on sliders. I'll say that it has helped my writing, oddly enough.
It's like a tattoo. I'll always have you. My inhibitions fade away.
So, So I have been reviewing Sliders, I believe 1996 or 1994 science fiction television show, something akin to like Quantum Leap, for friends end up sliding to parallel worlds, etc., etc. And in the midst of watching Sliders, and there's other things, but I'll focus on Sliders, I'll say that it has helped my writing, oddly enough. So though I not mainly, right now what's been released has been contemporary romance, love stories. I got a new adult holiday novel. I've always been very like hyper focused on like media, pop media, that kind of shaped my storytelling style. And watching Sliders, I've gotten so many different ideas of like things that I would like to do, and it's not even specifically with the science fiction of it all, because there's a lot of the worlds that they've traveled to that, though this is a science fiction show, there's elements of those worlds that you can like pull out and deal with. Like even there's a world where they essentially, it's like the gender roles are swapped, and men exist in the same social space that women, and vice versa. And when even dealing with like I have a story that is something like X-Men meets Game of Thrones, and in that particular story, the royal family is matrilineal and not patrilineal. So it's like the woman is the king or the queen or whatever. And so even like pulling from some of those, you can get inspiration from anywhere, and that I've really enjoyed going down this ride with Robert Jeffrey, discussing the show. We currently just wrapped up at the time of this recording the 3rd season. And when I tell you, though sometimes it was very hard to get through, us recording the podcast itself was fun. Watching the show, I'm like, what the hell are y'all doing? But it's also something that I thought about when it comes to writing is the writing process itself is something that, you know, if you want to do it, you got to do it. And within that, there are parts of the writing process that might not be as enjoyable. Like someone who maybe doesn't like death may have to write a death scene because it fits within the story. And walk with me. Some of the things, so Robert has seen the show before. This is a rewatch for him. This is the first watch for me. And some of the issues that we run into as viewers, consumers, writers, and reviewers with the show is that some of the behaviors are so wildly inconsistent for characters. Even if it's a character we don't like, if they've consistently been a certain way and then you change them without any warning, it's like, this is jarring. And so when you're writing, or specifically me when I'm writing, if I know I'm not enjoying something I'm writing, I'm thinking this will, the reader will feel this, the reader will see this. And I don't mean like, oh, I have to write a death scene and I don't like talking about death, which that can kind of be it. But I think like if you have scenes or moments or conversations that you just absolutely don't like and they're boring to you, that'll more than likely be translated to the reader, even if it's not intentional, because you don't intend for them not to be interested in or bored by your story. And that's how I feel with some of these Sliders episodes. It's like y'all have there's clearly something going on in the back end. There's something going on behind the scenes with production, with writing, or something that is being reflected through the art, and it's not always the actor not putting their all into it. Sometimes it's just what the script and the director are demanding of the actor or the scene, and I can feel that. And it's so funny because even Robert, he is well versed in Sliders and can tell you like, hey, yeah, there was some shit going on in the background, whatever. And he's asked me, we've had conversations about it, and before, when we were like the first and second season, it was like, okay, don't read anything. But now that we just wrapped up the third season and only have 2 left, it's like, now I want you to dig into the behind the scenes of the bullshit that was going on with this show. And I'm like, man, even as a writer, it may not be one-for-one comparison, but if I'm not enjoying what I'm writing, so I want to be clear, I'm not saying people will never not like your work. I could write a book that I feel like is the best thing since sliced bread, and people gonna hate it. But what I am saying is, when you do get down to like practicing that craft and getting knees deep into it, if you are writing some shit, you're like, this fucking sucks. And we see it all the time. You see it in TV shows, you see it in movies, you see it in and I say low budget, not as a derogatory term, but because they're more accessible than some of the mass market and like big budget films. But even with the low budget films, that all in all, you gotta like what you do, and so, and when you don't, it does shine through. So yeah, I don't know, I want to take a minute to like really praise Sliders and being added to my lexicon pantheon of media that allows me to shape the stories that I write that become media. So yeah, Sliders is, and to me, Sliders feels like it. I will say the first season, with 2 seasons, it was very fun, even with the dark dread, etc. It was fun. It has become something a little different. I'm still enjoying watching it and reviewing it, but I look at Sliders like I do with, like, even with anime. You can get inspiration from anywhere. So though I am writing contemporary love stories and slice of life stories and coming of age stories at this time, I'm still able to pull from those shows. And I also am writing sci-fi shows, sci-fi books, thriller, murder mystery, political. Like, I'm not just stuck in the one genre and that's it. But no, so shout out to Sliders. And if you guys haven't, I will link the playlist for our entire Sliders review. If that's something you'd be interested in, I think it is worth a look at.
Eat eyes, right? You know, yeah. They take over whole planets.
You get to fuck this man over, you do it. And then you finally give him a love interest that feels like you put thought and care into it. And it's this freaking Catwoman. Yeah, so I don't know what happened. It cut off. But yeah, 𝘾𝙤𝙡𝙖𝙣, love story architect. I write stories about black folks in various situations. Right now I'm in my contemporary love story bag. Love and Ashley, ordinary people. You're invited. No lover to offend and a love of their own. My 5 books are available. 𝘾𝙤𝙡𝙖𝙮𝑐om. Check it out. And until next time, should I catch you in the next video? All right.
Try to deny, but you beg me to taste. If I end as the loser, it'd be worth the game. Cause I can never get enough of you. I'll take the risk like I'm bulletproof. Always on my heart like a tattoo.